Two, one.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
What's up, people? Woo! Yes! May the 4th be with you! Oh, yeah. Oh, let's just leave that running in the background there. Woo! May the 4th be with you, my friends. Good evening, friendos. Monday, May 4th, 2020. It's a Hoth like 8 degrees outside, and I'm your main man in the Death Star Man Cave, Don Vermillion. Welcome to Monday Night Madness, aka Star Wars Day on DV Live. Oh, we gotta cut that before the copyright kicks in. What's going on? Hello, we have a huge show. But before we get started, due to mature themes, Don Vermillion Live is not recommended for anyone under the age of 12. Due to immature themes, Don Vermillion Live is not recommended for anyone over the age of 20. And as we always do, before we start the show in the COVID season, we gotta wash your hands, people. So let's get to it. Get your sanitizer out in unison, my friend. Oh, yeah. Wash your hands. There they are. You handses as they're getting washed. And we are ready to do the show. And what a show it is tonight, my friends. I tell you, we have Surly Sal. We have a feature from BA Choir. We have Murder Hornets. We have so much to talk about. I'll be shocked if we could fit it all in the time we have. Thank you for joining us. As always, hit us up in the chat if you have a question or just a general wiseacre remark. And follow it up on the D.V on the Instagram to check out what's cooking on a daily basis. And by what's cooking, I mean literally what is often cooking, because DV has been known to live stream his, enfatinating that I do during the Corona times. So, welcome all. And here we are on DV Live. Now, before we get started, we, of course, have a few special sponsors we like to acknowledge every time. We have, first of all, Royale Tissue, strong enough for a Sith, but made for a Jedi. And Diet Coke, always the right choice. And, of course, finally, Corona Beer. Don't forget Corona Beer, because Corona Beer does not cause the coronavirus. Never has, never will. All excellent sponsors of DV Live. And what do we have to talk about today? Well, first in the news, we'll talk about a little bit about the news. Our man Dougie Ford on the news today, chatting it up, had some positive things to say, but he's taken a measured approach. And I gotta be honest, this intrepid reporter agrees with the Fordster. Those are not words I ever thought I'd be saying, and I'm sure heads are exploding across the Union Nazi universe. But nonetheless, I agree with Dougie. He's taking a measured approach to science, and he's basically saying, hey, when the scientists say it's cool, that's when we'll go. Now, that's a good approach because, A, no one will be like, you idiot, what are you doing listening to those scientists? And then if it's wrong and he takes too long to open or he opens too soon, he can be like, hey, what do you want me to do? The scientist said to do it. Dougie, I got you. That's smart thinking right there, Dougie. And of course, on the opposite end of the smart thinking spectrum, we have Trump. Our main man Trump was on the Fox News last night. Oh, Trump, why you be COVIDiot? But he's up there, and it was a town hall, so live Q&A with the hoi polloi, if you will. That means the peasantry, us regular folk, asking the Trumpster questions. And the big takeaway was nothing is his fault. And we are, almost at the end of his first term, 4 years in, and he is still blaming Obama for all of the problems. That was the big takeaway. 3 or 4 times last night on the town hall, Obama is the reason that we're struggling with the coronavirus. The test kits don't work because Obama didn't make ones that worked. I'm like, dude, you can't make a test kit for something you don't know exists yet. Anyways, that is Trump, as always, and will ever be our COVIDiot of the day. Now, in the school front, before we get into some other stuff, no news is good news. Keep working because your future literally depends on it. And this is a topic I imagine we're going to get into with Surly Sal, if not this week, then past weeks, and of course in the future. But there is value, my friends, in learning, even if you don't get a mark for it. I know. But yes, you can actually learn new things even if you don't receive a mark. And I fully recognize that is a concept foreign to many of us. But let's try to keep that in mind as we work through this craziness. Now, it is, speaking of learning, Teacher Appreciation Week. And we are going to, coming up in a moment, we're going to appreciate one teacher in particular, before we get to Surly Sal, that definitely deserves a shout out. But the first and most terrifying news that I have to share with you is it's like 2020 said, you know, it hasn't been annoying or scary enough yet. Let's throw in some murder hornets. Yes, murder hornets. Check this out, my friends. Oh, and as usual, DV has forgot to bring the sound back online. I need like a sound producer. If anybody wants that job, you got to come over. So I guess that's not social quarantine, but okay, let's try that again. Round 2.
A massacre in the honeycombs.
There were dead bees all over the front of the hive, all over the bottom board, and they all had all been chopped to bits. They were decapitated.
Beekeeper Ted McFall says he went to check on a hive one morning in November and found an entire colony destroyed. 60,000 honeybees torn apart in a savage attack. About a month later, the alleged attacker was revealed. This Asian giant hornet found in Blaine, Washington, just a couple miles from McFall's property.
And all it takes is a couple dozen of the Asian giant hornets to show up and start lopping off heads.
Dubbed the murder hornet for its powerful sting and the way it decapitates its prey, this is the first time the world's largest hornet has been seen in the U.S. In its native Asia, Vespa mandarinia is notorious. Seen on programs like Netflix's 72 Dangerous Animals. Washington State entomologist.
What is going on? OMG! Vespa, why did they name it after an Italian scooter? Somebody explain this to me. That is terrifying. Why is it Asian again? Why is it all these deliciously, deadly things coming from Asia? Holy Moses. I'm more scared of that than I am the coronavirus. That thing's got like a 9-inch stinger. And it's ripping the heads off bees. What if we get a big one? It's going to rip our heads off. I've seen Mothra. This is no joke, my friends. The Asian murder hornet. I don't even know what to say. Whew. Okay. So, as if that wasn't enough to worry about with just the corona shenanigans, we've now got the Asian murder hornet. Yes. Okay. I need a moment. Give me a moment. Okay. Now, on a lighter note, everyone right now out there in the viewer land is like, why did you lead with that? Now I don't want to see anything you have to talk about. Well, don't worry. It's all happy times from here. Well, at least until we get to Surly. But now, on a lighter note, I would like to share with you something pretty incredible that came across DV's desk this week. It is the Bishop Allen Virtual Choir, and they have created a video called Take Me Home under the direction of our vocal music teacher, Miss Polarski. Way to go. It is fantastic, and way to go, team. Some of these people are grade 12, so this is their final year at BA, and many of these people are just BA students that are just all-around great people. Well, actually, they're all great people, I got to be honest with you, but they do a fantastic job, and honestly, I'm just going to let it speak for itself. And you enjoy a good view of the BA Virtual Choir. I'm going to even cut my mic while we listen, okay? Here we go, my friend.
You light up in the dark. You're the glow in a priceless work of art. Oh, I see a shining star. You're the light glowing from afar. Oh, don't you forget, the only thing that matters is your heartbeat going strong. Oh, don't you forget that nothing else can matter, 'cause you know where I belong. Take me there, won't you take me there, won't you take me home? Take me there, won't you take me there, won't you take me home? We light up the sky. Heaven knows there's no such thing as goodbye. Oh, 'cause love can never die. We'll forever be burning, you and I. Oh, don't you forget, the only thing that matters is your heartbeat going strong. Oh, don't you forget that nothing else can matter, 'cause you know where I belong. Take me there, won't you take me there, won't you take me home? Take me there, won't you take me there, won't you take me home?
All right, that was fantastic. What a job. Oh, I messed up the covers again. What a job by the BA choir. Yes, Miss Sater, that redhead singing is exceptionally fantastic. That would be the Sater Bear Cub, is my understanding. But kudos to you, Miss Polarski. That is fantastic. And BA Virtual Choir, amazing job. The harmony, the rhythm, everybody singing in time, everybody manages to look at the camera, which I can tell you from personal experience is not easy to do, and pays attention through the entire song. Now, they are going to be on CBC Radio 99.1 tomorrow evening. I believe, I want to say at like 5:30. I'll have to look it up. While Surly Sal is ranting, I will double check the information. I believe it's 5:30 or 6. But CBC Radio tomorrow evening, they'll be promoted and given some hype as well. But way to go, Virtual Choir. You guys knocked it out of the park. All right, now, back to other things that we have to talk about. Well, I think it's time. Yes, I've given it some thought, and it is time. And he has a new theme song today, if I can get to him. Just in honor of the special day. So what's that sound? There he is. Hello, Surly Sal. Coming into the Imperial March. Yes, Surly Sal. We got to cut that before the copyright gets us again. How you doing, Surly Sal?
Fine.
All right. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week, Surly Sal.
Yeah, sure.
Sal, I appreciate you.
Well, you're pretty much the only one, and I like to keep it that way. I don't want to be
fair point. Hey, all right, here he is, Surly Sal. So now, Surly, first of all, I know you're just joining us here, but did you get a chance to hear the BA choir do some nice work there?
I did, and you know what? I'm very proud of them. The way that they pulled that together, and the way that the teacher was able to orchestrate and coordinate everybody, I thought that was pretty amazing.
Hey, Listen, if you have the Surly Sal stamp of success, I'm trying to think of a lot of S words there, then you have it made, my friends. Nicely done. So, Surly, I'm sure you're not just here to, like pat each other on the shiny bald head here. You probably have something on your mind. I know. What's on your mind, Surly Sal?
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, hello, Don.
Hey,
And
how you doing?
hello, foolish viewers. FYI,
Yeah.
viewers.
Yep.
Viewers are not fools for subscribing or following or watching Don Vermillion.
Well,
They're
that
fools because
demonstrates
I just have a
intelligence. That demonstrates
I just have a
intelligence.
natural hatred and distaste for all humanity, so that's why. Okay.
Fair point, fair point. But I would argue that subscribing to the Don Vermillion channel is an indicator of a slightly higher intellect than the average individual.
Sure. Ironically
Nice.
enough, we're going to be talking a little bit about
The average individual.
intelligence.
Hey, all right, Surly, what's on your mind, my friend?
Well, tonight we finished my 3-part series with the total inflated sense of self.
All right, Surly, I'm gonna just 1 second. I did double check what I promised. The choir is on CBC Radio 99.1 at 6:25 a.m. So I was off by 12 hours or so, but they're on the Metro Morning Show, May 5th, 6:25 a.m. So basically, none of our students are going to hear that live, except
Correct.
the ones on the radio. But hopefully, some teachers or those of us with small children that have us up at that hour will be able to hear that. But yeah, go ahead, Surly, take it away.
Well, I mean, before I get into everything, I just want to do a personal. This is from a personal level, personal connection. A shout out to my brother and sister-in-law, who, as of Thursday morning, they became parents.
Hey, all right.
So yes, a new addition to the family, beautiful little girl. Mrs. Sal and I are very excited and happy for them.
Is she surly too?
No, she's quite lovely.
Oh, the girl. I mean, I'm assuming Mrs. Sal has a certain level of surliness that she's working with.
Mm-hmm. But everyone is well and good and happy. So
That's
back to being
awesome.
surly now. Back to being surly.
No problem. Congratulations and back to the surliness.
Thank you.
Mm.
So the most basic idea or layman term, all right, when we're talking about inflated sense of self is essentially we can boil it down to, complete narcissism. However, isn't narcissism just the love of self? Inflated sense of self goes far beyond that. The mere idea, all right, that someone believes they are better than they actually are is not really narcissistic. It's, well, what's the word? It's stupid. Okay. However, there is an actual disorder out there, according to the people who actually know about this sort of thing. It's called narcissistic personality disorder.
Oh, I've talked about this with the Donald, the Trumpster, the criteria. Yeah, we did a special on this one time. Go ahead, Surly. I think you're onto something.
Well, NPD, it is an actual mental disorder and is defined as an inflated sense of self-importance. But we don't want to go there because that's an actual thing, and I don't think we encounter too many young people with this affliction. What we deal with may seem or sound similar, but is far different.
So we're talking just about the stupid part, not the disorder part.
Always the stupid part, Don.
There's
Always.
never a shortage of the stupid part in our society. So take it away.
I'm glad you said that, Don. Because I've built a career around stupid people. All right. I mean,
some of us run a pretty good YouTube channel.
I'm the only person in the whole world with a doctorate in ignoramiology. Okay.
I did not know that was a thing.
Absolutely, the study of stupid people. Okay.
Ignoramiology. Write that down, people. All right, go ahead, Surly.
One of the things I've learned is people who suck but believe they're great, they're annoying, disrespectful. However, they are also entertaining.
True.
Let's just call these people idiots. Let me ask you something, Don. The idiot tends to act and behave because they want to be important or want others to think they're important. when they're not. Does any of what I'm about to describe to you sound familiar? And please chime in whenever you feel
I
appropriate.
I don't know anybody
Number
that
one.
likes to make a big deal about themselves.
Number one. Young people having an overinflated sense of self. This is, self-flattering statements are often exaggerated. Statements are often at the expense of others. Like, I'm better than them. I got 3 out of 5. They got 5 out of 5. I'm smarter than them. How'd that happen?
Is this our football guys when they tell us that they're going to be the number one receiver quarterback in the league with no evidence whatsoever of any actual football ability?
or experience
Yeah.
or knowledge or anything of the sort. Absolutely.
Innate sense of success. I get it. Okay, yeah.
Absolutely. Self-admiring statements are meant for you, the audience, to adulate them, to praise them, right? So they keep saying things in order to get you to praise them. It's just it's stupid. They are idiots. Number 2. They react poorly to criticism. Their ego is fragile. Like, what's
Sensitive.
fragile? Like a snowflake.
Like a sensitive snowflake.
Idiots.
Okay. Yeah.
3.
3.
They're jealous of others. Hey, Don, did you know that envy is one of the deadly sins?
I did. As a matter of fact, I'm taking a course about these kinds of things as we speak.
Well, there you go. Number 4.
By the way,
Possessors-
HR, I really am taking that course, just so you know. Okay, carry on.
Possessors of attention. Possession of attention, they want everything catered to them. Hey, sir, if I'm at an 88, 89, you're going to give me that 90, right? Have you earned a 90? No. Then why would you get a 90? Proximity does not equate to attaining, okay?
Well, yeah, that's like rounding your 60 up to a 75,
Oh, absolutely. I've gotten that one before, too.
Round it up.
Hey there, Mr. Teacher. Can I have an extension on this assignment because I forgot to do it? Thanks.
Idiots. I gotta be honest. I agree, idiot. But I gotta be honest. I kind of prefer that to the lying. At least you're just like, I was playing Fortnite all night, sir, and I didn't do it. I'm like, all right, you were straight up. I mean, I'm not gonna have any more mercy on you, but at least I'll respect you in the morning.
Maybe they forgot to do it because they were playing Fortnite.
That's what I mean, yeah. But if they tell you that straight up, I find that less offensive than an elaborate tale that I know is utter poppycock, which is a great word.
Great word. And totally appropriate, too. Number 5, manipulate to get what they want. Now, there are 5 types of manipulation. We won't get into them, but deep down, they manipulate because deep down, these idiots only manipulate because they don't believe subconsciously that they have what it takes to get what they need or want in a healthy or reasonable way. Idiots. 6, unable to see the real self. Now this, I can't wholly fault them here because this is mainly due to those around them who consistently prop them up.
Or like helicoptering over them.
Or lawn mowing for them so that they walk on nice, clear grass.
There's actually a thing for this, because I talk about this in one of my classes. One of our good friends who teaches psychology, I know, brings it up as well. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And it's where you think you're a lot better at something than you actually are. And it's like it's a scientifically proven thing. It's how like 80% of drivers think that they're above average, which by definition, that's not a thing.
Absolutely.
Hey, sorry, carry on.
It's okay. Just propping them up and tell them that they're great at whatever. So the idiot develops this inflated sense of the self because that's what they've been told their entire lives. So to those around the idiot, worse idiots. Okay? And
Widiots.
Widiots. And the last one here of this list is
we got a surly 7 on the list. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a list of 7. So 7 is unable to see the other as a real person. So most people don't matter to the idiot as they feel that most are beneath them. And when the idiot fails in life, they wind up being a teacher. So the idiot does not care about responsibility or accountability. It's a one-track mind that is all based on moving towards the self while doing as little as possible and pointing the finger at others because it's never my fault. What can be done for me to make me better versus what can I do to better myself? Idiots. So
there you go.
While we all want to be our best selves,
Mm-hmm.
Everyone needs to understand this simple little thing. You are not the best, and the best doesn't last. There are many other people in this world that are far better than you. As time wears on, people come. That's how records in sports, for example, are set and broken, either shortly after or generations after. The best is a term that is reserved for only a select few in this world, yet it is used by everyone about anything. Once you come to this factual realization, your life will be a lot better.
So, like, no
I've had
success for
thousands
all.
of students, Don. I've had thousands of students in my
Thousands, all right?
thousands, right?
Yeah.
Not one that I've taught this year is the best. A lot of really good ones, but no one meets that superlative.
All right.
You are not the smartest. You are not the best.
That's
Deal
right.
with it. No questions
Surly.
tonight. Back to you, Don.
Surly spitting hot fire. I like it. He's full Searle tonight. I mean, hey, you've got some strong points there, Surly. I find it hard to dispute. So what do you have to say in summation, as you are known?
Shut up, stupid. No one cares.
True. What are you gonna do? All right, my friends. Thank you, Surly. Stick with us for the top 10. I think you're going to enjoy it. And the song of the day is right up the alley of what you've been talking about, my friend. That was top-notch Surly Sal at his surliest. So, the top 10. Here we are. I feel like Surly... Actually, let's cut back to Surly for 1 second. Surly, I hope you're not, like, picking your nose or something. Cutting back... There you All right. I feel like maybe I need one of those disclaimers at the start of Surly. The opinions expressed in the following segment do not necessarily represent those of Don. Although I largely agree with your assessment. I think you're spot on, Surly Sal.
Well, you know what, Don? I appreciate that. I think that would be wise moving forward because at the end of the day, well, I mean, realistically, we both will be looking for new jobs and we
What
can
are you
do
going
this
to do?
maybe. Right? And then we just let loose on everything.
We obviously have what it takes to make it in broadcasting, so I think
Absolutely.
we'll just take it from there.
I think we both have very good radio faces.
Right? Yes, radio faces, podcasting, maybe more than broadcasting is in our future, but
Absolutely.
yeah. Or we're definitely going to need like hair and well, maybe not hair and makeup, but makeup to tone down the sheen because it's yeah. What are you gonna do? Hey, like I said, at least doing this gets me to shave every couple days. So
Absolutely.
once a week for you, maybe. But there you go. All right, let's get back to the top 10 because we are just munching through the time. We're going to run overtime tonight. It's a special event, so let's get to it. The top 10. Oh, there we are. The top 10. The top 10 today is a courtesy of our friend, the coronavirus. So the top 10 today is top 10 irritating buzzy phrases thanks to the coronavirus. So the top 10 things that have been poking you in the ear like a murder hornet since the coronavirus has been around. Now, as you may or may not know, and as I'm sure Surly Sal knows, but our viewers might not necessarily know, anytime something new happens in education, the buzzword bingo experts come out to play. They come out and they need to make new buzzwords because it's new and innovative and so on. So we have today the top 10 buzzy phrases thanks to coronavirus. And not the good ones, the annoying ones. Like I said, the murder hornet in your ear every time you hear these. So number 10 on our list is synchronous slash asynchronous. Synchronous slash asynchronous. Every time you see someone talking about what you're going to be doing with your classes, inevitably, because it's a multisyllabic word, they sneak synchronous slash asynchronous in there. No one really knows what it means. Well, I actually do know what it means, but that's not the point. But whenever teaching kids on the internet comes up, we got to talk about synchronous, asynchronous. And what they're talking about is teaching live, face-to-face on video versus recording something and posting it. Synchronous versus asynchronous. But instead of just saying that, you want to sound important and smart-like because that's what you do when you are an education big head. So synchronous, asynchronous. Number 9 on our list of irritating buzzy phrases is office hours. Yes. Office hours. This notion that us teachers are, or anyone working for that matter at home, from home, is maintaining office hours. I could tell you, as a guy with 2 toddlers at home, a wife who also has a full-time job who's working from home, office hours is all hours. There is no there's no off switch. I'm answering your messages at midnight, 1 in the morning sometimes, because that's the only time this guy gets some peace and quiet to get some of that work done. So office hours is basically all hours, as near as I can tell, when you're working from home. Just saying. Number 8 most annoying phrase that's education buzzy phrase from coronavirus. Remote learning, yes. Now this one is true because the actual chances of real learning happening are in fact remote. Yes, remote learning is a buzzy phrase that you've been hearing a lot of. That's actually right. It is remote learning. All right, number 7, challenging times. Oh, these are challenging times. Surly Sal, would you find these times challenging? I'm challenged by these times.
Yeah, they're hard.
They're hard. It's tough times. Boy, oh
It's
boy.
tough.
I'm like, you don't
Challenging.
say. That's like saying you.
It's so challenging. You know what, Don? I find it so challenging that
How challenging do you find it?
I find it so challenging that you know the average person. I'll use myself as an example, okay? So I find it so challenging that I'm going to bed later. I'm waking up later. Like this is tough. It's tough. Sleeping in. I mean, I don't get to sleep in because I got like you. I got 2 little ones,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, even a half hour.
In my
It's a half hour I would
in my
never
wife's
have.
defense, she does the breakfast for them almost every single day. She's fantastic like that. She recognizes that the DV and the 6 a.m. are not meant necessarily to
Sure.
go together. But generally
Sure.
speaking, yes, the up early and so on is a
It's
situation.
so hard. It's so hard to get up later than I normally would have.
Yeah.
It's like it's been very difficult on
And
me.
sitting on your couch also challenging.
Sitting on my couch, right? Playing, you know what's hard? You know what I found challenging?
What's hard, Surly?
Wrestling with my children, having the ability to do that on a Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday.
You know, like
So-
that's so hard for me.
I know. So doing fun things is difficult.
It's a very difficult. It's
Yeah.
very challenging. Very
I know.
challenging.
What's funny is we spend most of our lives not wanting to leave the house, and now it's challenging times because we're not allowed to leave the house. So go figure. You want challenging times? Talk to some old people about challenging times. Just saying, they had some challenging times. All right, back to our list, my friends. Thank you, Sir Sal, staying with us. Don't worry, he's there, even though you don't see him. Number 6 on our list of annoying, buzzy Corona phrases that have come up in education: continuity of learning. Yes, continuity of learning. That's a fancy way of saying basically we want learning to be exactly the same as in school. So there's this seamless transition from the school environment where we're teaching to this broadcasting remote learning where remote learning is remote, but continuity. It should be just this perfect transition, and you won't notice a difference. Surely no one has noticed a difference.
Don, I got a problem with that one.
Oh, yes.
If you don't mind.
Do you have
You know,
continuity?
the continuity of learning, wouldn't that mean that there was learning happening prior to all this?
That's a strong point. Now, I do have some friendos who did nothing before the break and have continued, at least consistently, to do nothing now.
Well, there's the continuity part.
That is continuity, so it's hard to argue that there's not continuity, I guess, in that respect.
They probably are learning. They're probably learning how to be a better player at Fortnite.
Fortnite skins. I was going to say they probably have more Fortnite skins, yes. Or Warframe. I encourage you to play Warframe, however. That is a fine, fine game that nobody's best buddy happens to make. So, yeah, strong points for that. All right, yes, I agree, Surly Sal. Number 5. Number 5 is a 2-for-1er. Number 5, annoying buzzy phrases. Stay safe and you got this. Okay, first of all, stay safe. Thank you, Captain Obvious. And you got this. No, we freaking don't. The economy's shut down. Everybody's locked in their house. Nobody's got this. Well, unless you have coronavirus, then you got this. Yeah, I guess that's true. So if you have coronavirus and you gave it to someone else, you're allowed to say you got this. Nobody else. That's what I have to say about that. Number 4 is good quality manager speak. Surly Sal, let me say to you, I know this is a difficult time for everyone, but because that but usually is followed by some crap that you got to do that you don't want to do. So I know this is a difficult time for you, but would you mind alphabetizing in triplicate your class lists with by date of birth and student number?
Hmm.
Yes, I would mind. I'd mind very much, thank you. Just
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
like anything that comes after that,
yeah.
you know, that phrase,
Yeah.
right, is
Is
totally
annoying. Yeah.
annoying and useless.
It's kind of like when you say, oh, no, not when you say, when someone says, I'm not a racist, but you know the next thing
Yep.
they're going to say is some racist stuff. That's just
Something
how
racist.
that's how it works.
Hey,
Exactly. So,
you know what those people are called?
the idiots, I'm going to guess.
Idiots.
Although in this case, if you use the phrase, I know this is a difficult time, but I would argue that you're a COVIDiot. Hey, why you be COVIDiot?
And the other one, using the other example, I'm not racist, but
Mm.
those are racist idiots.
Yeah, ridiots. Yes. All right. And number 3, irritating buzzy phrases thanks to coronavirus. Unprecedented and uncharted waters. Unprecedented is everyone's favorite adjective to describe this. Is it really unprecedented, though? Because we talk a lot about the Spanish flu. Ancient times, you had the bubonic plague. Africa's like, hey, dudes, Ebola, what? So maybe for this generation in the Western world and with our tender sensibilities, it is unprecedented that we have to stay at home on the couch all day. But in a general world level emergency sense, not all that unprecedented. So if you're going to say something's unprecedented, it better have never happened before. Just saying.
It's a great point, Don.
Yeah. Number two is one of those nebulous phrases that we want to throw around when we want to advise someone of something or we're doing something and need to justify it, but don't really have a justification. But our justification is, hey, coronavirus. So in this case, number 2 is an abundance of caution. So anybody who makes a new rule or something that's generally annoying is, in an effort to exercise an abundance of caution, as in, I'm being safe, so you should do this thing that doesn't have any basis in fact. That's abundance of caution in a nutshell. So anyone says the phrase abundance of caution to you, it should raise some red flags that maybe they're not talking out of the right side of themselves. I'm just saying. And number 1, and I think everyone could have seen this from a mile away, the number 1 annoying buzzword: new normal. Yes, the new normal. What does that even mean other than being alliterative and catchy? New normal. It's not normal. Normal is what happened most of the time before. And it's not going to be normal in 2 months when something else changes and things go back to a different way. So, yeah, how it is now wasn't the same as before, but it's also not the same as later. So it can't be normal by definition. Now, if we were locked in this position for an extended period of time, say a couple generations, then it's the new normal. This is not normal. It's new, but not normal. What do you think, Sal?
I totally agree with that,
Yeah,
Don. I mean, like,
still
this is
normal.
not normal. Okay. We joke and we throw a lot of sarcasm and satire about
Not
what we're
normal.
doing, right?
No.
With this continuity of distance learning. Okay.
Remote.
Remote learning, right? Like, we joke
Yeah.
around about it, but I mean, it's not normal for
No,
us.
it's not
Right?
normal
It's
at
not
all.
normal for our young friends. It's not normal for parents,
No,
right? So
not
this
normal.
is not normal at
No,
all.
this is like if I put my foot into an idiot's hind parts, it wouldn't be normal unless I left it there indefinitely, and then it would become their new normal. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm just saying, hey, why you be COVIDiot? That's all. Anyway, so that is our top 10. And movie of the day, obviously, it goes without saying. Check out over here, Don.Vermillion on the Instagram, but also the playlist, Donnie V's Music and Movie Recos. The movie of the day is, of course, Star Wars 1977, A New Hope. the original, and hand shot first, damn it. George Lucas, he switches it all around. If you watch it and Han meets Greedo in that bar and Greedo shoots first, you know you're watching a George Lucas mashup of garbage. The original, Han shoots first, and he always did. That's how Han Solo rolls. He don't play that. That's the movie of the day. You can check out a good quality trailer version of it on the Don's Music and Movie Records. But honestly, if you haven't seen Star Wars, what are you gonna do? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
For some of your viewers out there, Don, a neat thing to illustrate is how
There's
Empire.
no special effects. It's
Okay.
all done with
Well,
models.
I mean, we people talk about in the movie in Hollywood. I mean, in that industry, we as viewers and audience, we always talk about sequels and all that. How the original is always better and all that. But
Yep.
the original trilogy, okay,
Yeah.
it's one of those few sets of multiple films with sequels
Mhm.
where the sequel Empire, all right,
Yeah.
is better
Better.
than the first.
Kind of like Godfather 1, 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There aren't many movies where the sequel's better, but Star Wars, the original trilogy, is.
I would agree with you. Empire Strikes Back's fantastic, but I still have a soft spot in my heart for the original. All right, and that brings us to birthdays, which relates to the birthdays are light today. For some reason, not a lot of people born on Star Wars Day. Aaron Andrews, what's up, Aaron Andrews, ESPN reporter. Audrey Hepburn, what's up, Audrey? Oh, I guess she's not around to hear that, but what's up? And Mike Dirnt, bassist from Green Day. Now, bassists get no love. Everybody knows the guy that you make fun of in the band is the bassist. So, Mike, it's your birthday today. Thank you for making Green Day with Billy and the other guy, Billy Joe and the other guy. I don't know, but whatever. Green Day is our song of the day, and Surly Sal will appreciate. I give you American Idiot.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media. And can you hear the sound of hysteria? The subliminal mind.
Had to bleep out some swears there.
Welcome to a new kind of tension. All across the alien nation.
All right, my friends. Oh, that's good stuff right there. That is Green Day, American Idiot. Check it out on Donnie V's Music and Movie Recos. That about wraps it up. We went way into overtime tonight, like 12 minutes over. Holy frajolies. But I'd like again to thank you to Surly Sal for coming on the show. Big shout outs to the BA Choir. And also look out for Murder Hornets. And hopefully you all enjoyed the show tonight. We are back Wednesday with all new stuff for, what do I call it now? I got Hump Day Wednesdays and then Friday Night Lights. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Up in your ear like a murder hornet. It is the Don Vermillion Show. Surly Sal, anything to say as we go?
No.
All right, forget about it. And on that note, if you don't know, now you know. I'm Don Vermillion.